What up, y'all? It's your boy R to the A to the S. Yes. Roz here with Steve Called the Ball. And today I'm here to talk about the Lincoln movie. The Lincoln movie. And my opinion on the Lincoln movie, and my opinion is, you can wait for Netflix to see this. 2.5 hours too long. Wait for on demand. Wait for it to come on DVD. This is not must-see movies, okay? Number one, the dialogue was... I was going to take some 5-hour energy drinks until I find out you could die from it. But it's one of the movies, man, I had to struggle for the first 2 hours to stay up. Because it was too long. It wasn't no exciting dialogue. They cracking these jokes. I never knew Abraham Lincoln was supposed to be a comedian. That brother tell all these stories, and I laughed maybe a couple of them, but a lot of his stories was not funny. I didn't get the jokes. I didn't get the humor. Like Abraham Lincoln, you never look like a funny person, and you are not a funny person. I heard Mitt Romney tell better jokes than that. I heard Obama tell better jokes than that. He needed to get some better writers. Maybe they didn't have writers back in them days, but that brother tried to tell them stories. They was just laughing because he was the president. Those stories wasn't good. Anyway, Daniel Day-Lewis kills it. You know that. It goes without saying. Tommy Lee Jones killed it. Very raw. He was just really a character. If you read about the real person, he really encapsulated the role, just like Daniel Day-Lewis encapsulated the role. And then, what's his name? Joseph Lewitt or Lovett, whatever his name is. The boy from Inception and Looper and all them other movies. Robin and The Dark Knight Rises. He kills it as well. But overall, man, it was just too long. And this coming from a person who loves Oscar movies. I love stuff like The King's Speech and dialogue, but this movie didn't have no great dialogue. This was just 2.5 hours of lobbying for the 13th Amendment, which I love. I love the 13th Amendment. I'm not going to say why. Can you guess? But I love the 13th Amendment. But 2.5 hours worth of that dialogue, I would rather get into a little bit about Lincoln, a little bit more of his life. I mean, they show a little bit of his life, but it was really just everybody's thoughts on why the 13th Amendment should pass, and the pros and cons, and the implications of the eventual. They knew what the road would lead down to. It wasn't just freeing slaves, but what would that lead to? All right, and so there was a lot of implications they knew of that, but it was just too long. I did find it interesting, though, that the dialogue, it seemed like modern times. I expected it, not maybe like English, old English, but you always think of this high, like high society dialect, but they was just talking like people were talking in this century, 21st century, which surprised me. But I don't know. Maybe I had the misconception of the way they talk at that time. But they just talk like us. It was really modern. But overall, man, great acting. But overall movie, too long. I'm telling you, if I was in a high school and they made me watch this movie, I'd be asleep. This the project. Like how you go in school and the teacher have a movie. I'll bring my pillow and go to sleep because it's too long. This movie just too long. Great idea, great concept, but it's too long. And again, this comes from somebody who likes Oscar-type films. I'm not the type of person who likes just action film. I like these type of films, but this film was just too long. The dialogue was not popping. The action was not popping. And I'm not looking for an action film, but even when they had one war scene, it was... I seen better action on Monday Night Raw, WWE. So, it was not popping as well. So... that's my opinion, man. Wait till it to get on DVD. Unless you just want to see some great acting, which I understand. That's the only reason I saw it, to see the great acting. But I knew the dialogue would suck. So, that's my opinion. Love to hear yours. See what calls the ball. Couple sucks in the mouth. Triples.